Hey, math friends. So our learning target today is that I can identify the parts of a circle. So some things you're pretty familiar with circles, but maybe other things are brand new vocabulary for you today. So one by one, we'll go through this process. Maybe I can change to the same color. The center of the circle is pretty obvious that it's the middle of the circle, the inside of the circle, and the center point. The diameter of the circle is known as the line that goes from side to side passing through the center. That is known as the diameter of the circle. The radii, or the radius of the circle. So if there's just one, it's known as the radius. If there are more than one, then it's radii. So that's a radius. Think of like a bike spoke. Is that what it's called? I'm not even sure. Again, think if that's the right word I meant to use. The center of the circle to the outside of the circle is known as a radii. It's 1/2 the diameter. Because if we were to do this, we could see that this is also a radii and that is also a radii. So one radii is 1/2 the diameter. So one radius or multiple radii. So that's kind of the plural and the singular. The area of the circle is the space inside the circle. Space inside circle. So this would be the area of the circle. The circumference of the circle is the distance around the circle, also known in math as the perimeter. You've heard of perimeter before. It's the same thing. We just like to give it a fancy name known as circumference. Like why not confuse you even more? But the circumference and the perimeter, the distance around, are the exact same thing. All right, so we have two left to talk about. I'm going to erase these just for the sake of having some space to write. The arc. The arc of the circle is part of the circumference. So we just talked about circumference, right? The perimeter. So using the center, I'll try this again and see if I can get looks like I'm still stuck on the eraser here. So the center of the circle, and let's say we slice a piece of this out. And let's say that it's a cookie cake, and the only part you like of the cookie cake is where that massive amount of frosting is right here on the outside. This right here is called the arc. So the only part that we're measuring here is where the red frosting is. So that's the only part that you're interested in eating. Let's say you only like the frosting, you don't like the cookie part of it. So that would be the arc. We're just measuring the red section. So it's part of the circumference. It's part of the circumference. So having said that, the last term then in our work would be this word called, so this is the arc, the frosting. The other part would be, what if I wanted a slice of pizza or a slice of that cookie cake, all of that? This is a slice of it. We call that a sector. That's a sector or a section of the pizza. So again, the learning target for today is that I can identify the parts of the circle. So we covered center in the middle, the diameter goes across, radius, plural would be radii, the area, the circumference is the perimeter, talked about the arc is the frosting, and then the sector is a section of pizza. So those are our vocabulary words for today. Pretty short lesson in our today's work. But this radius of a dartboard is 9 inches. So if we draw a picture of what we have going on here, we would say that the radius of the dartboard is 9 inches. That's the radius. So what is the diameter? So what if we went all the way across instead? So if this is 9, what's the distance all the way across? 9 times 2, or 9 plus 9 would be 18. So it'd really be a 9 plus a 9, radius plus radius. 2 radius equal a diameter. Number 2, the diameter of a circular swimming pool was, I don't know why it says was, but 26 feet. Maybe the pool's not there anymore. That's the diameter, the line that goes from side to side. Now it does have to pass through the center to be a diameter. With that being said, what's the radius? Well, the radius then would be 13, because 13 plus 13 gives us the entire line across. This is known as the radius of the circle. 13 is the radius. And number 3, some vocabulary here. A diameter of a frisbee. Doot, 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 doot. A diameter of a frisbee is 1 foot. 1 foot has another name. It's equal to 12, I repeat, 12, if I can get the red pen to work here, eh? I'm using a lot of red. So 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So the diameter is 12 inches across. What's the radius? In inches. Good thing I already converted there. Well, that would be really just 6 plus 6. So the radius would be 6 inches. So that's some vocabulary about diameter and radius so far. So here's this thing called the circle song. It goes like this. Now, if you're in class, we do a little circle dance. If you have any older siblings, you should ask them about Ms. Volkman's class and the circle song. They'd be like, oh my gosh, that's the best thing ever. It's like changed my life. So I'm sorry you're not getting that right now in class. But here's the language of it. It goes, here is a circle. It knows how to get around. It has a radius from center to the rim. And its diameter is a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. And its diameter is a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. Now, isn't that simple? Area formula kicks in, and this is what we'll talk about in the next lesson. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. Ask your older siblings if they had me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. They know the moves. Ask them, ask them. Oh boy. Got a race here. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. So pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Then we repeat. Boom. So that's known as the circle song. The language that goes with that, this is the stuff that goes with it. So here is the little video that we like to watch in Ms. Volkman's class. Now, if we're in class, we would be getting up. We would be doing some choreography for this. Yeah? Any of my students that had me from before, I mean, they'll tell you that it is epic. And maybe this link isn't going to work. It's not working, you guys. Let's try it one more time. Maybe I can get it now. There we go. Boom. Here's your circle song. Oh boy, I might not be able to get the volume to work. No volume. No volume. Where's my volume? Oh, I don't think I can turn it on. Well, anyway. Here, I'll just talk it while it goes. I guess I can't. This is a bust. All right, going back to our lesson then. So that's the circle song. We'll get that tomorrow. Next problem. Last problem of the day is the last 6 problems of today is identifying parts of the circle. We'll talk area and circumference tomorrow anyway. It's our learning target. Hopefully I can figure out how to get that video to work in the lesson. All right. So the U try 6, I'd like you to do all 6 of them. They are multiple choice, but see if you can give it a shot. Pause the video right now. Give it a shot. You just need A, B, C, or D as your answer, and we'll be out of here today. All right, unpause that video. Hopefully you have given it a shot. First one, in the circle, what is the diameter? So the diameter is the line that goes from side to side passing through the center. Should be this line right here. That's the only line that goes through the center and all the way across. You should have said D. The line AC is the only line that does it. Grade it, grade it, grade it, grade it. Next question I'm going to do, we're going to call this question 2. I've kind of failed to put numbers there. In the circles shown, how long is the radius? Well, looks like the diameter is 24, so the radius is 12 plus a 12. So the radius is C, 12. Boom. Hopefully you're 2 for 2. We have 4 left and we're out of here for today. Next problem, if the radius of a circle is 32 centimeters long, how long is the diameter? Well, 32 plus another 32 is 64, so the diameter would be D is 64. Boom. That's question 3. Question 4. in the circle shown, which is not a radius of the circle. So let's take a look at what we have here. That's a radius. Uh-huh. That's a radius. Uh-huh. That's a radius. Uh-huh. Oh boy. Sorry. Is there any other colors that I could use? This is not a radius. So you should have said AD. Answer should be C. Boy, we've only had answers of D and C so far. It's D, C, D, C. Branch out a little bit here, Ms. Wilkman. All right, 2 left. I'm choking right now. It's okay. I hope you're not worried about me. A diameter is said to be 2 times the radius. So basically, radius times 2 equals diameter, or radius plus radius equals diameter. So if the radius is 26, the diameter would be 26 plus 26, which is 52. Answer should have been A. Oh, yay, we used something other than C and D. Last problem of the day. A radius is 1/2 the diameter. If the diameter is 30, how long is the radius? Well, then it would be 15 plus 15 to make the 30. Answer should be B. Oh, so exciting. We used all 4 letters. That is our lesson for today. Have a glorious night. Actually, well, let's do a quick summary. Summary. Radius of a circle. Diameter of the circle. Language that we're going to talk about tomorrow is circumference is like a perimeter. We use the C. And when I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And then finally, area is the space inside. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. And there's other stuff that we talked about like sector and things like that. But that will be it for today's work. Have a glorious night.